The billionaire CEO still couldn't find a wife and was almost 30, still single. Today, he was reluctantly going on a blind date with a wealthy heiress his grandmother had introduced. As soon as the CEO sat down, he saw a beautiful woman walking over. She arrogantly asked, "So, you're the guy who won't marry anyone but me, huh?" When the woman saw his handsome face, she was instantly attracted and couldn't help but swoon. But she quickly snapped out of it, remembering she was there to ruin the date. She shook her head to calm herself and then put on a gold digger act, making all sorts of unreasonable demands. She even threatened that if he wanted to marry her, he needed to have a luxury apartment in the city, at least $1 million in savings, a car worth no less than $500,000, and an $88,000 dowry. The CEO immediately saw through her act and agreed to all her demands without hesitation. His swift response left the woman dumbfounded. She tried another tactic, saying she liked men with abs. To her surprise, the CEO said he had those too and invited her to feel them. She was stunned again. Seeing that none of her tricks worked, she quickly explained that all her demands were nonsense and that she didn't want to get married. She was about to leave when the CEO grabbed her arm and said, "You think you can just leave?" The woman, thinking he was going to cling to her, reluctantly handed him the only $100 she had in her pocket. The CEO thought she was joking, and while he was momentarily distracted, the woman quickly slipped away. Watching her disappear, the CEO couldn't help but become intrigued by this woman who even messed up a blind date. As soon as she left the cafe, she ran into her ex-boyfriend, who demanded she return all the gifts he had given her over the years. The woman decisively took off the items he had given her and threw them at him, thinking this would get rid of him. But the ex-boyfriend continued to pester her, even demanding she return her clothes and shoes. Furious, the woman stripped off her clothes and shoes and threw them at him. The ex-boyfriend shamelessly demanded compensation for 2 years of his youth and $50,000 in organizational fees. The woman was speechless and turned to leave, but the ex-boyfriend grabbed her. At that moment, the CEO walked over and asked what was going on. Seeing him, the woman clung to him like a lifeline, proudly telling her ex-boyfriend, "Didn't you say no one wanted me?" She introduced the CEO and mocked her ex, saying the CEO was richer, taller, and better looking than him. The ex-boyfriend didn't believe her, so the woman kissed the CEO in desperation. With her ex-boyfriend causing a scene, she dragged the CEO to get a marriage certificate. After getting the certificate, the woman sat in the car, regretting her impulsive decision to marry a stranger. The CEO came over with her shoes and gently put them on her. Just then, her mother called, asking about the blind date with her childhood friend. Shocked, the woman asked if she was supposed to meet her childhood friend, not the CEO. She was instantly embarrassed and explained to the CEO that she had mistaken him for someone else and that they needed to get a divorce. The CEO replied, "Who gets divorced right after getting married? Besides, my family has a rule, no divorces, only widows." The woman was stunned and explained that she had acted too hastily and that they had no emotional foundation. The CEO confidently said they could take their time getting to know each other and assured her that she would fall in love with him eventually.